is to deny Cloud9 or BTK from being able to pick that up. 2 is to be able to use the BMI to get back to safety, especially when you have the RWM dropping down from Hoon. You know that entire grid square, it can lock you down with the crowd control and can be very hard to get out of. So a marksman that can play for survivability is going to be huge here.
They normally like to bring.
We're going to see which team will be able to execute their composition according to plan as we jump into game number 3 for the upper bracket finals of the North America Challenger Tournament. Who will be able to take this series in their favor?
Definitely going to be up on the map. Cloud9 with Cold World on the show. I mean, just overall with a lot of Cloud9 picks, it's very fast-moving, heavy rotations, lots of zoning, lots of single target pressure. I mean, just Cloud9 has definitely, I feel like, brought a pretty scary composition. BTK does have answers, though, so let's see exactly how it plays out.
Yeah, they definitely have answers, but I'm right with you. Cloud9 can be very aggressive a lot earlier than BTK can. You're going to have to wait for Zia to get online with this Natan. But they have a lot of survivability working inside of BTK's favor. Speaking of survivability.
Bro, it doesn't matter who's on the show, right? It is just a pain. It doesn't matter who it is. It is a pain. BTK forced to kind of take the long route. Hoon hovering down in the mid side. Let's take a look at some of the emblems. Nothing too crazy across the map. Everything pretty basic. And overall, no big offlane ganks just yet.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary so far. You've seen the quantum charges picked up as well for more maneuverability and movement speed from Zia, and as well as basic. Right now, though, I mean, Cloud9, I wonder how the first turtle is going to come into effect, right? I mean, they do have a more aggressive composition, but Zane, he has range. He's running on this Bane and is very objective focused, not to mention they have the sustainability from Shark on the Matilda.
Yeah, with the Matilda, they have a lot of ways to at least engage and disengage, which I think will be very helpful with kind of getting out of this Lantern Flare, with getting away from the Khalid, with dodging away from the Cho. There's definitely the possibilities there, but here comes a big engage. Down comes real world manipulation. Nats both caught in it. Best player able to get that turtle, and now Hoon a little bit of trouble. Way the Dragon does connect, brings him back, and Hoon goes down. First blood over to Nats.
Ooh, that's going to hurt Hoon a lot. And now the invasion play on the purple buff.
Uh-oh, a lot of damage. Does lock on to Mobazane. Mobazane trying to fight back, though. Waiting for the Crab Claw Clan to come out. Purple buff. Does look like it goes over to Mobazane there. Yes, he is able to just secure it. Best player now in a little bit of trouble as Fly Chicken brings down the Demonic Force. More damage stacking on. Fly Chicken trying to chase as well, but he does not have the Circling Eagle, so they can't get the full engage.
The sidestep from Nats right there, barely evading Fried Chicken on the escape and also helping Kite and bring back members to safety as best player was in a little bit of a pinnacle right there. Right now, 1 kill on the board for Cloud9 and also a turtle to work in their favor. Definitely a different story from game number 1. I mean, even when we saw the in-game stats, there was 11 objectives to 0 in BTK's favor. And now it's starting to look like Cloud9 is starting to get a little bit more composure as we jump into game number 3. As we've seen some of the items on the board, nothing really hot and heavy right now. You are going to see the Elegant Gem picked up by the Jushin, though. A lot of mana regen can definitely work in his favor to be able to sustain himself in this fight. There goes the Feather of Heaven, though. First core item picked up over there by Zia on the bot side, who is slightly behind in the economy compared to Basic on this Claude, as you are seeing him definitely not afraid to take the fight and go the distance with the survivability.
Ooh, look at the damage on Mobazane, though. Best player. And Nats paired up with a Raging Sandstorm. BTK definitely falling behind in the early phase, and this was the worry with their composition. It definitely feels late game. At this point, BTK needs to just kind of hang on. Wait for the spikes to hit. Wait till Mobazane is actually outputting the damage. Wait until Z is outputting the damage. Basic definitely in control of the gold lane. More damage, though, locking on in this EXP side. Fried Chicken and Shark, man, are going to kind of have to, I think, be the pillars here to help BTK sustain the punches that Cloud9 wants to bring.
Yeah, speaking of punches, the battle for the turtle on the way.
Yeah, turtle is brought low. Best player still able to secure. The RWN does drop, and C9 just disengages. We don't care about it. Again, C9, when they're in the lead like this, they don't want to take the big fights. They want to take the objectives.
Yeah, and that is exactly what they're doing right now. 2 turtles on their side, 2 kills as well. Even though they're not having a high kill game, we know just how impactful these small victories can be, and Cloud9 definitely comfortable right now for game number 3. We need to see how BTK responds. At least one thing that works in the Bloodthirsty Kings' favor is they have a late game composition But Cloud9, they understand that, and they're going to be aggressive. They're going to harass mlbb. They're going to try and deny every single objective from being claimed to get an early finish.
And they're able to do that, right? Especially with Cold World on the show. They're able to stay in BTK's face. And even if they don't take the orange buff, even if they don't take the purple buff from mlbb, they still slow him down. And with that, we're seeing best player being 3 levels ahead of mlbb right now. We're seeing him holding a decent gold lead. We're seeing Cloud9 starting to escape. We are coming down to the 6-7 minute mark. BTK will hit a power spike at some point. Cloud9 wants to stop it. A lot of damage, enhanced chains, big knock up. Zane goes down first. Fried Chicken now also in trouble, brings out the demonic force, trying to survive, trying to hang on, trying to do anything, but best player still secures the double kill. And now Cloud9 onto the tier 3 tower.
A big win in Cloud9's book right there. Able to shut down mlbb. He's finding his 2nd death of this game. Chicken, that will be his 1st as well. Hoon falling even earlier in the match. This is going to delay that late game power spike that BTK is kind of leaning in on, and it's going to keep checking off these objectives for the side of Cloud9 for a possible early finish if they're not careful. mlbb now going to try and get this purple buff. Look at Nact. He's just harassing, just providing that pressure. Basic able to take the tier 3 turret on the top side, leaving only the tier 3 in the mid for the taking. Right now, it's just a game of chess, and it's looking like Cloud9 is 1 step ahead of the Bloodthirstykings, and it's very hard for them to take these fights, right? I mean, they're super aggressive. They're dive oriented, but they also have a lot of mobility. Not with Cho into the hands of Cold World, with Basic on the BMI, with Nas able to use that sand in his favor. It's a hard team to catch out of position, and they don't really have heavy crowd control to work in their favor for BTK.
And another big problem, right? That Jushin, man. That Jushin, that Lantern Flare is the bane of Bane's existence right now. Because normally Bane does okay on some of those turtles. He's able to sit up, wait to pop off that deadly catch right before it's time to hit the retry. And here comes Cold World, though, with a beautiful way the Dragon paired up with a Raging Sandstorm into the tower, and best player gets another kill, plus the tower. And now Shark, Fried Chicken, Hoon just want to defend, but C9 already output the damage. And look at Basic already up to the top side. Nact, though, takes a nice shot from mlbb, but mlbb doesn't overcommit, cannot get the kill.
Yeah, and another turret will fall. Basic takes the tier 2 on the top side. Overall, Cloud9 will win that trade, but they lose the tier 3 on the bottom.
Oh, mlbb in trouble. Does bite the dust on that one. Basic pops off the Blazing Duet just to make sure there's no escape. Minions will be coming soon, and Cloud9 are not letting up on the gas.
Yeah, Zane now 0-3-0, off to a rough start. Hoon right behind him, 0-2-0. BTK yet to put a kill on the board or claim a single objective. -1 turret in this entire game. Starlight Requiem picked up by Zia as well. This has just been such a great game for Cloud9. Picking up Zane's Julian and using it against him. Best player looking like going for that MVP. 4-0-2, highest kills in the game, and outscaling Zane up by 3 levels. You're looking at a gold difference of 8,000 at the 8-minute mark. That's like 1,000 gold per minute.
And Basic just finished the Trinity build, right? Just got in that Corrosion Scythe, went for it as his 3rd. And with that, Basic is going to start. I mean, it's been more of a best player, Mark Cutie, Cold World, Nact. Now Basic really starts to get involved in this. He's going to be the one who can really shred down Fried Chicken here. He's going to be the one who can really help out in a lot of these fights. And BTK is getting put more into a corner. We're still waiting on Zia to come online. He's got the Starlium Scythe in, Feather of Heaven, but I still think he needs about 1, maybe even 2 more items, because by the time he gets 3, everyone else on Cloud9 is going to have 4 or 5. So it's going to be a while until Zia can really output what they need him to.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a rough game for the side of the Bloodthirstykings. Forced down to their inhibitor turrets. We haven't even passed the 10-minute mark, and Cloud9 has responded very strong to their performance in game number 2 with BTK's domination. It's been a match of ping pong between both sides, but with this Lord now marching through the mid lane, it's an opportunity for Cloud9 to make this base be opened in their favor. You're looking at BTK trying to defend, trying to hold them off, but can they do it?
I don't know. BTK is pushed up against the wall. Cold World goes in for the big kick, able to lock on. mlbb goes down. He's the first to drop. Hoon finds Cold World. It's a 1-for-1. Lord still on the tower. Inhibitor still up, though. Cloud9 tries to re-switch, rewind, move up to the top side. Best player able to find the inhibitor. Now BTK under the base. And as we know, C9 might not back off just yet. Another wave of minions coming down the mid. Fly Chicken holding the front. Nats does not have the Raging Sandstorm, so BTK doesn't have to watch out for that just yet. Basic going to the backside with a Blazing Duet, outputting the damage on a Fly Chicken. BMI's back, and another one goes down. It's Shark on the block. Nats now moving in. mlbb back up onto the map to help defend. mlbb should be able to clear away these waves. Cloud9 might not be able to end it just yet, but if they can get another inhibitor, it is a big plus. Are they staying too long? They're all able to dodge the deadly catch. Fly Chicken finally gets rid of this cannon minion, and BTK are here for another day.
No, but minions are still coming in. Cloud9 is not done yet.
Now watch for Cold World. He does have the Way of the Dragon in his pocket right now. One big pick could be the game changer. One big kick could change it all. Cold World does have to go back. A little bit too much damage. BTK finally starting to output a little bit.
All right, this is that late game that we're starting to see, right? We're only at the 10-minute mark, but they're starting to be able to do a little bit of damage. Yeah, you are going to see that Feather Heaven, Starlight Requiem, Arcane Boots picked up over there by Zia. Man, this is a battle that BTK will have to fight. They need to find a way to turn this around. They're only holding on to an inhibitor on the bot side. 11 minutes in. Cloud9 off to a great way to keep the series in their favor, regain their control after being dominated in game number 2. Basic, we talked about a ticking time bomb on this Claude. He's got that core Trinity build. He's definitely going to be hitting like a truck, and that's something that BTK is going to have to watch out for. Zia just a little bit behind him in terms of the economy. But you are looking at best player. He's already level 15. Highest in the game. Zane right behind him at 13. Right now, though, they're forced into the base. I don't even think they could really engage on this next Lord. It'd be a very risky play if they decide to. And right now, you're seeing them kind of hugging the base. You're seeing Cloud9 rotating toward the Lord pit. And the lane's currently still in Cloud9's favor.
I like the way the Cloud9 is freezing up the lanes, though, right? It helps them, stop BTK from getting a little bit more gold. They're going to rush down on this Lord now, and BTK can't even really contest it. And look at Basic, man. He's like, I'm just going to hang out here, get my stacks up, get my passive stacks up, keep on first skilling this creep camp right here, and when it's time, I will be ready to clear out the waves and make this big attack.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Zia. Like, Zia is really going to have to get online and fast. They're running out of time and options and insurance, considering they only have one inhibitor turret. But this is the Bloodthirstykings we're talking about, right? I mean, if Zia can start hitting, that's when it's going to be a problem. And that's something that Cloud9 does not want to take lightly. And then on top of that, the heals from Shark are going to start to pick up. But with a Luminous Lord on the side of Cloud9 and the lanes currently synced in the full 5-man team push, Cloud9's looking to close this out at the 13-minute mark.
Watch for the big Raging Sandstorm from Nats. Does not fully connect, though. The RWM does come out, but the Lord already onto the base. They got to stop Basic. They got to stop Cold World. They got to stop Cloud9, but they can't. Cloud9 takes game number 3.
And able to advance even further in this series, now up 2-1 against the Bloodthirstykings. They said don't count them out just yet. In game number 2, we didn't have a plan, but game number 3, we came prepared. 9-2-23 on the KDA, but overall the objectives is what we want to focus on. They were able to take